So I wanted to show you how to put the bump feed on and off on the strimmer head. So there's actually there's an Allen key that comes with the kit, and there's a hole on the side of the head here. You can locate the Allen key through the hole onto there's like an alloy bush at the back. Now, one thing to remember on these strimmer heads is that the actual thread is an opposite thread. So to get it off, you basically turn it clockwise as if you're screwing it on, but then the head will come off and you've basically got the flange and the thread on the end of the shaft there. Now, as well as the bump feed, we also supply a really heavy duty steel brush cutter head. Now, it's important when you're putting this on to get it round the right way. If you just look on the actual face of the flange there, there's a lip. So the brush cutter sits and locates on the lip. Then what you do is you get the other flange with the flat, the outer flat just drops on top there. There's a protective cover that goes over the top, and then there's a big nut that goes over there, and again, don't forget it's an opposite thread. So you can screw that up, screw it up tight, and the way that you get it to go tight is that you basically get the Allen key through the hole again to locate in the flange on the back, and then you just get a spanner on the back there and tighten that up. So basically that needs to be nice and tight on there so that there's no vibration. If you start up the brush cutter and it vibrates, stop and just check that you've located it correctly. So on the chainsaw off the 5-in-1, I just wanted to show you how to adjust the chain. So I'm just going to take off this nut on the actual cover here, pop that down there, and I'm going to remove the cover. Now, if you can see that there, the chain is located onto the shaft, onto the drive on the back there, and underneath the actual chain bar on the chain there's little teeth, and they locate into the center of the chain bar. Now, if you can just hone in just there, there's two holes here, and there's one little stainless steel locating nut or locating probe. And the way that you adjust the chain is you would basically put the chain on, get it into position. You would then put the cover back on once it's on. But basically, in order to tension it up, you would use the screwdriver that comes with it. And if you look down the actual length of the chain bar there, you can see this tensioning screw. Just get the standard screwdriver in there and you can tension up the chain. Now, the chain will need tensioning as you're using it, so you want to check it, you know, every 10-15 minutes that you've been using the chain. Basically, the way that you want it to operate is that you should just be able to pull the chain almost out of the actual chain bar. If it's too loose, you know, you run the risk of the chain coming off. We don't want that, but it obviously needs to be able to just pull the chain and allow it to drive through. It shouldn't be so tight that it won't move, but just so that the little feet on the chain bar locate into the chain bar. So I'm just going to show you how to start the Wolf Creek 58 multi-tool. I've filled the tank with 2-stroke oil and fuel at the correct mixture. There's a on-off switch on the side here, so basically pull that back to on, set the throttle with the button on there, so that's now set at half throttle. And if you look round at the carburetor there, underneath there's a little bulb that you press 1, 2, 3, 4 times. It just pushes the fuel around. Switch the choke up to on and then give it a start. The hedge trimmer head, there's 2 levers, top and bottom here, in the handle, and if you pinch the two levers together, you can see that this lever here lifts up, and then it can, as you let go, it will locate back in the ratchet, so you can spin this round to whatever angle that you require. So you've got quite a multifunctional angle on there that you can twist and get it to the correct angle for your hedge. So when you want to connect up the extension pole back onto your tool, if you look at the end of the shaft, there's a little hole in there, and on the actual connector inside there's a pin, so that will locate it into position. Obviously there's a drive shaft that goes all the way through both units. It's a 9 spline drive on these, and basically all you need to do is locate them in place, give it a little wiggle, and there you go, it's pretty much located the pin already, and that's now in place. Push the protective cover over the top, and then just screw up the wing nut on the end there. There we go, that now locks it into position. So that's now locked, that's going nowhere, nice and tight.